10.2 Positive Externalities Education. Education benefits the students who receive it and the many other people whom a well-educated person interacts. To study the economics of education, we must distinguish between its private benefits and its social benefits. Private benefits and social benefits. A private benefit is a benefit that the consumer of a good or service receives. The marginal private benefit is the benefit from an additional unit of a good or service that people other than the consumer enjoy. An external benefit is a benefit from a good or service that someone other than the consumer receives. A marginal external benefit is a benefit from an additional unit of a good or service that people other than the consumer enjoy. Marginal social benefit is a marginal benefit enjoyed by society, by the consumers of the good or services, that is marginal private benefit, and by everyone else who benefits from it, the marginal external benefit, that is the marginal social benefit equals marginal benefit plus marginal external benefit. The figure illustrates these benefit concepts using an example of college education. The marginal benefit curve, MB, describes the marginal private benefits such as expanded job opportunities and higher incomes enjoyed by college graduates. Marginal private benefit decreases as the quantity of education increases. But college graduates generate external benefits. On an average, college graduates communicate more effectively with others and tend to be better citizens. Their crime rates are lower and they are more tolerant of the views of others. A society with a large number of college graduates can support activities such as high-quality music, theatre, and other organized social activities. The marginal social benefit curve, MSB, is the sum of marginal private benefit and the marginal external benefit. It is steeper than the MB curve because marginal external benefit diminishes for the same reason that MB diminishes. In the figure, when 15 million students a year enroll in college, the marginal private benefit is $10,000 per student and marginal external benefit is $15,000 per student, and the marginal social benefit is $25 per student. Figure shows the underproduction that would occur if all college education were left to the private market. In the figure, the supply curve is the marginal cost curve of private schools, S is equal to MC. The demand curve is the marginal private benefit curve, D is equal to MB. The market equilibrium is at a tuition of $15,000 per student per year and 7.5 million students per year. At this equilibrium, the marginal social benefit is $38,000 per student, which exceeds marginal cost by $23,000. Which is the vertical position or vertical line from market equilibrium in the figure. Too few students enroll in college because of high tuition fees. The gray triangle shows the deadweight loss created by the underproduction. The efficient number is 15 million, where marginal social benefit equals social cost, marginal cost. To achieve this socially optimal point, the government subsidizes the education so that more people have access to college education. Government action in the face of external benefits. Government uses three devices to achieve the socially optimal point that generates an external benefit such as that arises from education: public provision, private subsidies, vouchers. Public provision is the production of a good or service by public authority that receives most of its revenue from the government. Education services provided by the public universities, colleges, and schools are the examples of public provision. The figure shows how public provision might overcome the underproduction. The public provision cannot lower the cost of production, so marginal cost is the same as before. The marginal private benefit, the marginal external benefit, and marginal social benefit are also the same before. The efficient quantity occurs where marginal social benefit equals marginal cost. In figure, this quantity is 15 million students per year. Tuition is set to ensure the efficient number of students enroll. That is, tuition is set at the level that equals the marginal private benefit at a efficient quantity. In figure, tuition is $10,000 a year. The rest of the cost of the public university is borne by the taxpayers, and in this example is $15,000 per student per year. Private subsidies. A subsidy is a payment by the government to a producer to cover part of the cost of production. By giving producers a subsidy, the government can induce private decision makers to consider external benefits when they make their choices. Figure shows how a subsidy to private colleges works. In the absence of a subsidy, the marginal cost curve is the market supply curve of private college education. S is equal to MC. The marginal benefit is the demand curve. D is equal to MB. The government provides a subsidy to colleges of $15,000 per student per year. We must subtract the subsidy to colleges of $15,000 per student per year. We must subtract the subsidy from the marginal cost of education to find the college's supply curve. The curve is S is equal to MC minus subsidy in the figure. The equilibrium tuition, that is market price, is $10,000 a year, and the equilibrium quantity is 15 million students. To educate 15 million students, colleges incur a marginal cost of $25 a year. Marginal social benefit is also $25,000 a year. So with marginal cost equal to marginal social benefit, the subsidy has achieved an efficient outcome. The tuition and the subsidy just cover the college's marginal cost. In the two methods, same number of students enroll and tuition is the same. It is difficult to say both are equally good. The bureaucrats that operate public schools don't have as strong an incentive to minimize cost and maximize quality as those who run private schools. But for elementary and secondary education, charter schools might be an efficient compromise between traditional public schools and subsidized private schools. Vouchers. A voucher is a token that the government provides to households which they can use to buy specified goods and services. Food stamps that the U.S. Department of Agriculture provides and a federal food stamp program are examples of vouchers. Vouchers for college education could be provided to students. Let's see how they work. The government would provide each student with a voucher. Students would choose the school to attend and pay the tuition with dollars plus a voucher. Schools would exchange the vouchers they receive for dollars from the government. If the government set the value of a voucher equal to the marginal external benefit of a year of college at the efficient quantity, the outcome would be efficient. Figure illustrates the efficient voucher scheme in action. The government issues vouchers worth $15,000 per student per year. Each student pays $10,000 tuition and the government pays $15,000 per voucher, so the schools collects $25,000 per student. The voucher scheme results in 15 million students attending college. The marginal cost of a student equals the marginal benefit, social benefit, and the outcome is efficient. Vouchers provide public financial resources to the consumer rather than producer. Economists generally believe test vouchers offer a more efficient outcome than public provision and subsidies because they combine the benefits of competition among private schools with the injection of the public funds needed to achieve an efficient level of output. Also, students and their parents can monitor school performance more effectively than the government can.